Looks like my game window's a little too wide. Make it, try to fit the screen a little better. Okay, there we go. Getting into this one a little late, so I might pick my faction fairly quickly. It's a round 6 towns game with kind of mediocre scoring in the mid game and a lot of scoring in the pass tiles. We're gonna do what we normally do. Put these guys in. What is it? It's TPs into dwellings, which is not as quite as explosive as dwellings into TPs, especially with like this temp ship guy. It's a classic like mermaid's explosion type rush. But I recognize Mark. I recognize 2 of these players. Halflings and Alchemists. Alchemists definitely makes sense with like this round 6 towns. I think that it's very easy to build a temple for water 1 here and then a stronghold here. Or you could skip the temple and just go sanctuary and stronghold here. Alchemists very often wind up building the sanctuary and the big building tile in the game. I expect them to do that. However, this temple is kind of nice. I have seen water 2 alchemists as a thing. Like this, if there were double water tile rewards, I might actually go for it. But I think that in this game I'm not going to. But alchemists often a little awkward with halflings in the game. Halflings almost always start E6 against alchemists. I mean, I guess halflings can go double east with gray in the game, depending on what the 4th faction is. Like, they can place F5 first and then wait. You like the water 2 4-town alchemists? Yeah. Rest of the steps are workers. I don't know if like this step is a worker, but yeah. I do think that water 2 is kind of on the table. Nomads in the 4th seed obviously make halflings quite bad. I'm gonna bid on engineers. I think that they're gonna get a lot of action. I also think that alchemists are a little bit awkward. Like, depending on how things shake out, nomads could be a problem for alchemists. Like, nomads can sit on this hex here. Now that said, like, alchemists should still be able to cut through like somewhere here, but like G5 is not so great in this color wheel. Nomads can sit on G4, halflings can sit on F5. You also don't like particularly want to abandon this eastern continent entirely, but it seems really tough for halflings here. I was talking about playing E6 or going double east, but because of this color sandwich, your opponents could be sitting like on all sorts of the space that you want. I'm also trying to figure out like what tile you want to start with as alchemists here. You're gonna like, I assume that nomads take the spade, so you're gonna get big building or temp ship. Those are your 2 realistic options here. EJ, what's up, man? Like the classic alchemist move is just like bust through and build dwellings, spray dwellings out, right, in round 1. But if temp ship is how you're doing it, then it's kind of a bummer because in round 2, like, you're missing out on this. Also, again, like, we have yet to decide where we're placing our second dwelling as alchemists. I think one of them clearly goes on E5. Like, no matter what, E5 is pretty likely, I think. Engineers, maybe you face some issues, but you probably can just open 2 temples pretty safely. Maybe just take this cult step or like the 6 coins even, and ask for the double spade next round. Um, One awkward thing is if halflings decide to abandon the center, then you actually begin the game with probably no neighbor in the center. Um, I mean, you got to think that nomads. I guess nomads put some pressure on d4, so you might need to do something to get that double spade in round one, or like secure one spade on d4 at least. What about the tall alchemist double east? Oh my god. Let me see. Let's see. It might not be that horrible this game. The thing is, like, it's a pretty hard track to score on, and you really want the third town. Um, this late town event is the big thing that has me leaning against the tall double beast alchemist idea. Um, yeah, like you got problems if nomads are out there making 3 towns, engineers are like making extra towns. It's hard for others to score, and you can set up 2 towns for the last round. It's kind of hard to set up 2 towns for the. I guess the big thing is like if you just skip water one, right? If you skip water one and you secure yourself 3 hexes down here and 4 hexes here, and then you just build like dwellings to make your. One thing I will say is it's not that obvious that nomads are that good here. They will almost certainly need to build their stronghold, which is not that good of a structure normally. Um, like Alchemist connecting, like obviously makes them very strong, right? But we don't know if they will connect, and that's always like, and how much it'll cost them to connect. I do probably have to consider playing Nomads, but I need to figure out where Nomads even start, right? Like, I think f3, e8, g4 is like. I'm just not entirely sure here what's happening. If we don't place e8, right, NGs could struggle a little bit there. Alchemists could also prioritize taking e6. I think that we probably want to secure e6 if we're nomads, right? Um, Alchemist getting e6 was very good for engineers, so I think that this is a reason to still have some faith in NGs. You definitely want to see yeah, you definitely want to see the Zorito tall alchemist game. Um, I think he builds like 9 structures, and all that he has is like Earth 2, Earth 1 with a sanctuary and no stronghold. It's pretty interesting. What do we take here as alchemists? We probably just take the extra workers, I think, and then we like 2 extra workers is 2 extra workers. Um, and then after that, we just try to build the big building. Or not the big building, but rather just take. We do water to earth one, some like absolute nonsense. We could. Um, yeah, I mean, we could. There's something there. All right, so what's the game plan as Nomads? There's not a lot of good track points to be had here, so I think that you might just take Earth 1 and then build either E6 or G2 in round 1. And it's quite lame, and then you just try to advance ship in round 2, try to pass for temp ship in round 2. It's so lame. But it's not that horrible either. I still feel like Endries just have a really nice game. I don't think that much goes wrong for them. What I really want is for Endries to like get down another point, Alchemists to get down like another few points, and then I want to play Nomads. But I don't know if I can make that happen. Nomads round 2 ship is real nice. Yeah, I agree, but the problem is you need to get onto the ship. Yeah, okay, we're engineers. We'll see how this plays out. I've got some worries. The lack of workers here is a little tricky, and also round 6 towns is not the best for MGs. We struggle a little bit finding a third town spot. So we've got all our settings that we want. Ooh, Alchemist placing up there is very nice for Nomads. Not really familiar with this player. Sorry, Cozy Orangutan, or you were saying that Fire 1 Nomads and round 2 shipping line. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. However, I just don't know if there's a lot of points to be had there. Like, you would probably want to, what, like advance your digging or something? Okay, Alchemists abandoned the east. That makes life much, much better for Halflings. That arguably should have been, like, something that we picked up on. I think Halflings should double east, right? Okay, so that's good news for us as well. That's quite good news for us. I think that there's a chance that we lose an Earth 1 rush here. The move might be to play for this. I think that the move here for us is to start on this cult step. Okay, that's. I guess this is hostile to Alchemists, and it doesn't seem very good. This is very, very good for Halflings. I think that I actually kind of like Halflings the best here. If it were just me, I'd be thrilled to be playing Halflings right now. The black and yellow will give each other a lot of leech there, and as we fear, we are alone here. One way in which things do not go well for us is if Nomads single spade this and then use the regular spade here. I kind of have to hope that Halflings don't double dig and they prioritize Earth 1 or something. No center leech? Yeah, yeah. But I think that Nomads should be trying to take E6. There's going to be some rush to pass for this 10th ship, so I'm a bit bummed to be on this tile here. Also, call me crazy, but I think if I lose Earth 1 or something, like, I think that I do want to protect D4 if it comes down to it. I would consider, if I get Earth 1 blocked, I would consider taking Water 2 for my second favor, along with Earth 2. Nomads might be thinking about this. However, they don't know that Halflings, like, basically the risk. Okay, so they go for this gamble, which I understand. But if Halflings give me Earth 1 here, then I am going to turn this guy. Yep, they do give me Earth 1. So that's all good. And I'm going to get both Earth 1 and this Hex. So that's also good. We are not going to build that Hex. I don't think that Nomads have any real incentive to mess with me there. I think we just take Earth 1 and Earth 2 here. Is it even Earth 1 here? I think it is Earth 1 here. I mean, the alternative is Earth 2, right? That's what you're saying. I think that, or is Water 2 you're saying? I do think that there is a case for Water 2, like a pretty decent case for Water 2. We should think about that a little bit. We do want to play I mean, one of the problems with Water 2 is that the cults, like this cult reward and this cult reward, do me like nothing, right? Water 2 doesn't help at all with these guys, and it's like at most like 2 workers later down the line. So the question is, how many points is Water 2 worth? And I just kind of think that Earth 1 is just a better way of securing points. If you're suggesting that I could maybe get away with... oh wait, no, undo. Actually, maybe not undo. Maybe I should just stick with this, right? Yeah. If you're suggesting that it could be Earth 1, Water 2, then maybe I'm listening. Because hey, there are, like we just said, there are workers late in this game. We're going to be able to build 2 dwellings next round. We're just going to have to take a worker's action to make it happen. Or we could even land on the Alchemist pass tile, right? Like, if I hadn't gotten myself into this big hole, in terms of points, then I would be a lot more open to taking, to skipping Earth 1. But I am in kind of a hole, and it's not that easy for engineers to found a 3rd town. So I kind of feel slightly obligated to take Earth 2. And besides, I have 2 hexes to build on anyway, right? Like I don't actually need more spades. I have 2 hexes. Yeah, I think I've talked myself into just taking Earth 1. Alex sent a priest to water, so they're going to turn D2 to black. They're going to beat Nomads down here. And one small side effect of Alchemists beating Nomads down there is that Nomads might not be incentivized to take E3. Actually, we'll see where Nomads put their spade now, right? Nomads could put their spade here, and then they probably get E2. Oh, they take B2. Okay. So yeah, I think that if Alchemists get to E2 before Nomads get to E3, then there's a chance that these 4 hexes here are a town for me. There's also like potentially a town down here, but I don't really see that being that likely. Yeah, I don't really have anywhere to put this spade. I don't really want to put it on F4. So by the way, we were talking about Nomads having like a sick game if they got the 10th ship, but they didn't start on E8 or G4, so they're not going to be able to 10th ship next round well, which is kind of sad. Does Water 2 get me on the big building tile? I don't think so. I think Alchemists are opening double temple, right? I don't know. No Water 2 makes you sad. Yeah, I mean, if I had gone into the big building tile, then maybe that would have been the play. Like if I get both the workers action and that, or like something like that, then I could build like these 2 hexes and then this hex or something. I don't know. I'm a little sad about not taking Water 2 as well. I think my dream round is I get a workers action and I somehow have enough coins to advance ship and build C2. Yeah. No, I think that you're right. Templing here for... Yeah, there is definitely a world where I could have gotten some more fun to happen there. I do have to worry about D7 a little bit, I think. There's the Nomads pass. Halflings will get onto that tile. I think I'm fine. I'm just going to buy the workers, right? That can't be that bad. So should I cult bump fire then? And then... No, I don't think I should cult bump fire, because I'm not going to send the priest there. I should cult bump air, if anything. Actually, fire's not bad anyway, because it does have this. Alright, am I expecting any leech first action next round? I think the answer is yes, I am. I think that we're taking the... Let's see. I think we want the more coins, but this is also good. I'm just going to get power at the end of next round anyway. I'm going to take this. Actually, no, that's silly. I'm going to take the coins for now. I'm talking about like 3 coins for 3 points. I was thinking like, oh, this is good for keeping Alchemists off of like whatever, but who cares? Let Alchemists have what they need. I need to fight for the workers' action here for sure. Double spade, A6, G2 probably. That's my prediction. Another thing that makes me less sad about Water 2 is that Halflings open double, like 2 of my opponents open double temple. Um, all these double temples are going to make it hard for me to fight for cult points when I only have one priest production. So Nomads indeed fight for E3, so that's sad for me. Um, yeah, that is sad for me. They might hard dig here. And then we do get this leech. We definitely need this worker's action, so we're going to snap that up without hesitation. Okay. And now we're going to get to build 3 hexes, so all good news. Alchemists deny the coins to the table. I don't know who is fighting for that. I don't like that move at all for them. Like, Alchemists just converted 4 points, or 4 coins, 4 power into 7 points. Like, they kind of deny some, like, taking the coins power action is a good move as Alchemists. If you don't have any other, like, use for your stuff, or if you can't, like, or if you're trying to deny someone for some reason, right? But I don't think that they had much reason to deny anyone. They should probably prefer the priest, right? The priest, like, they're on the ship BP tile, so getting the priest would let them make a lot more points. Plus, like, they can bounce back and forth from this tile. I don't know. It doesn't seem to have much denial value to me. Halflings should go priest to air, followed by single spade onto E10. I think. I just realized I could do three power to a worker and then build C5 as well. I think that might be worth it here. And Nomads are on tech ship, so they will get to I7. That's nice. Yeah, Nomads have a pretty nice game going on here. Halflings do what I said. Should I put the priest to... No, I think I'm getting distracted here. I should be just doing this. There aren't infinite coins in this game, which does make me think that next round I want to temple for water 1. So there's a fairly reasonable chance that I'm not supposed to advance ship and build this, or that I'm just not supposed to build C5 rather. There's also probably an argument to be made that I was supposed to just send my priest to Earth or something and then single spade D7 instead and build C5 instead of like this line. I could have gotten 4 dwellings down anyway, or at least just like gotten onto D7 and secured that hex. My position seems to be developing nicely. I think it's doing okay, yeah. But one awkward fact is that I am not getting onto my... I might not be getting water 1. My opponents might be beating me to water 1 here. Like, I don't think I'm getting a coins action. So... okay, I'm fairly certain that the proper thing to do here is to pass for the spade. Alchemists are incapable of taking another action, so they would pass for the spade. And then the spade is what I need to get this hex. Also, passing gives me tempo versus Alchemists to build tempo for a water 1, which I really do want as well. So I think I'm supposed to pass here. I'm not really contesting any power actions next round, so staying around gets me 1 worker and 2 points. And then it gets me on to Alchemist Pastile. But it also costs me tempo. I think I'd rather just have this spade. So I will leave myself open to taking 3 power. Presumably, I think Halflings are kind of likely to open with a double spade. We might just see Sanctuary, Water 1 from Alchemists. We don't get Water 1, we will just take Air 1, I guess. Have to think that Halflings want a double spade here. There it is. There's the power that I was looking for. Halfling's game looks quite nice. Alright, there's no rush for us now to well, you know what, I should just cover myself, right? Like there's no rush to send any priest to the cults. I don't have any good priest position. So I think that I'm supposed to just build Water 1. And do we give the leech here, or do we give it in the center? I think we just give it here. Wow, Nomads have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dwellings on the board. And they have Earth 1, and they have like lots and lots of stuff, and they've got this Pastile. Okay. Alchemists just secure this hex, so they're also not taking Water 1 this round. Wait, why did Alchemists not build this? Did I miss something? Oh, they built D2 instead of A8. Alright. They have this hex just sitting there for them, so that's fine. So they're just going to build dwellings this round. I'm the only one who's going to be taking Water 1 this round, but I don't think I have any reason to be ashamed of taking Water 1. It's simply very good for me. Actually, just kidding. Nomads are clearly taking Water 1 as well. But they might be planning on taking it next round. They could just pass early onto like the ship BP or even the 7 coins and then build both big buildings next round. Okay, I'm gonna lock up D7. Just, I don't really think that there's any way that I'm supposed to lose Water 1 with the next action here. But there's also like no chance that I'm losing D7, right? And even if I do, I can just take D6, yeah. Let's just take that. Alright, so we're going to grab the workers next, and then we're going to build D7, C5. priest goes to air, right? Air is the most immediate reward, so let's just do that before anyone else gets any funny ideas. I don't think there's a world where I'm supposed to take e4 and then try to make like this town or something. I guess Nomads will beat me with a stronghold before I can do anything like that, but this. I do want to make sure I get those workers, but there is some competition for them. That helps a lot. Halflings should probably just build G4 still. Okay. I think we've got what we needed out of this round. Next round, we're just going to try to build dwellings again. Maybe get on like a ship, like on a passing tile or something, or scoring tile rather. Scoring tile or coins, either way. I think any of it could be fine by me. It's a good move by Nomads. They secure themselves good tempo this way. They might sandstorm f4, which is pretty annoying. In any case. I think that we've probably overbid engineers here, and the fact that we're not getting a third town here is pretty painful, I think. Like, I just don't really see a place for us to put a third town. We can't put a sanctuary town here anymore. Like, if I could somehow get e4 and f2, then yeah, that would be a town. But obviously Nomads are going to build their stronghold next round and take that possibility away. Nomads actually don't need a sanctuary anymore. They'll probably just sandblast f4, but I can responsibly just double dig these two hexes probably. Actually, you know what? Yeah, Halflings probably advance their dig next round, but Halflings, maybe the town is down here, right? If I can get, it's really I-10, that's like the big question mark. Halflings probably want to ship over here to make their third town, so if I can grab like some of these hexes down here, there's a chance. They probably want to pass on to temp ship or something. We'll see. Nomads take a stall move. Interesting. We won't worry too much about that. Alchemists are going to get to pass onto the ship BP pass tile, which is super nice for them. And then Nomads will pass onto that, and Halflings will pass onto the dwelling point tile. So then I'm going to get stuck with a coins pass tile, which I do not mind. Yeah, that has to be what Nomads were waiting for. So they are going to build both big buildings next round then. built a6. Wow. I didn't see that coming. Okay, so then do I pass on to this big building tile? I don't even know if I want it. But if I give it to Nomads, that feels suicidal. Maybe I should have been trying to outstall Nomads here. I don't really worry about trying to outstall people in the passing game that often. I think... So there's no good places to put my priests anymore, so I kind of think that... Basically, I was considering coming down here. I wonder if Halflings just Sanctuary Fire too. That'd be funny, right? Maybe I was supposed to just pass on to that, because this would let me hard dig or something. But I think that my plan is just come down to G3, advance ship, and then build these two hexes. Halflings get themselves a worker's action, it looks like, or a coin's action. Probably should be coins. Yeah, I think Nomads getting the coins here could be game winning, but I have let them do that. Oh, okay, well, they don't get the coins at least. They might get them next round, but they don't get them for now. If I take Terra 1 here, it gets me a worker, but I'm not going to build a TP, right? How do I have a priest in hand? Did I not send my priest last round? Oh, I built an extra temple. Duh. Out of it. Yeah, so we'll just come down here, we'll advance ship, we'll build these two hexes, and we'll see what happens. Like, maybe there's a world where I can triple dig H5 or something, right? And then I have 3 times lined up easily. Yeah, I actually don't see any way that I can beat Nomads in this game. Hopefully we can still beat Alchemists and Halflings. Alchemists take a 2P town. That seems like a good reward for them, because it's 2 workers for sure. Got a lot of their bigger structures on the board. that this was maybe supposed to be a digging round for them, but I will happily accept that. I wonder if, I mean, I feel like Nomads are supposed to build this strong, or this sanctuary as well. It's worth 4 extra points to them right now, but I guess they have the privilege of postponing that decision. At least they don't have Earth 1, I guess. Forgot that. But they've already built most of their dwellings, right? Earth 1 would only be like 10 more points for them. Hopefully it's like 14 points for us. So if Halflings do single dig their way onto H5, then I can build I9, and then I can build H6, and then I might be able to get these 2 hexes next round without too much struggle. I don't have any coin production, which is awkward because I will need coins. Ah, shit. Halflings are going to advance their digging. That is not good for our 3 town dreams. This leech really helps, because we really want to build this next dwelling. Okay, so Nomads are passing. They're going to take the coins. We're probably getting onto this pass tile, or we're getting onto the spade. Not clear yet which one it will be. Not necessarily obvious which one we want either. And there's a second ship advance, so where are these Halflings going? I really don't understand the second ship advance, but I will just count my blessings, I suppose. Yeah, I'll just count my blessings. Alchemists have not advanced their digs yet. They might come down here for a town or something. The double spade remains. They might double spade B4. Seems kind of likely. Regardless, we should make our move, which is probably, yeah, we want to build that hex, no matter what. What's not as obvious is if we should use this cult bump or not. Like, what will it cost us? What will it result in? I guess the worst thing that happens is that we end up on this 6 coins, but the 6 coins is not that bad. I wonder if Halflings like misclicked or something like that. That ship advance instead of the dig advance is not very good. Alright, I think my plan is I'm going to put the bump on fire. It's another worker. And then I'm just going to pass for the spade if that's what's left over. And I won't build either of my big buildings, and I'll just build TPs and dwellings next round. I think that's the plan. I don't think it's a bad plan. The tile that gives me the most points is this guy, but I don't think that that's super likely to happen. I think that Alchemists will probably beat me to that tile. Well, or Alchemists will. Oh, actually, maybe this is likelier than I think. But I kind of feel like priority one is actually the spade. Alchemists took the double spade. Yeah, they are going to try to come down here for a town. And we will put the cult bump on fire track, I think. Okay, so Halflings have chosen to come up here with a hard dig. Okay, so this theory remains. Hilariously, the big building tile remains open, but I don't think I actually want it, which is very sad for us. I think that we want the spade. We just don't have the coins to justify that big building. So I need to protect all my. What do we do here? I don't want to lose either of these two hexes to Halflings. And they are going to advance their digs this round. However, they should also be focused on carving out this town on the top and on TPs. So I think that we can send some priests to cults to have good power management and just try to get some coins going. I think as a backup, we can take H5 and then do a bridge town there, but it's a lot worse. And in either case, we will need lots of coins right now. There's also going to be a stall this round for pass tiles, undoubtedly. I guess the one other thing I can do is just focus on network this round. Like, I can do I6, G1, F1 this round. Just build TPs and dwellings, right? Like, the goal of this round was definitely TPs and dwellings regardless. No one else is fighting for the double spade, so I'm just going to keep this guy as an option. Alchemists are going to advance their digs this round as well. Okay, Nomads lock up their town space. All good. Let's send another priest to a cult. This should lock up second place on this cult. We will down convert one. And looking good? No, it's not. It's not looking good, EJ. It is definitely not looking good. I don't think a third town is happening. Our cult position looks disastrous. We have no passing tile points. I can't tell if I'm supposed to go for this third town or not. That's one of my big issues right now, I think. I mean, surely Halflings are supposed to kill the Alchemist's chance of making a town here, right? I have to think that that's what Halflings want to do. Yeah, there it is. That should theoretically lower their desire to kill me down here, but I also quite want their leech there, so. I could also take a town early, I guess. Like, one thing I could do is I could take this hex, make a TP, take an earlier town. Who knows? I need leech. I really need leech. You hate this third town decision with NGs. Yeah, I mean the ideal is over here, right? But Nomads did decide to take E3. Okay, I am not going to get the leech this round. Nomads have used their Sandblast, so I could just go for these hexes here, right? and then that kind of says, that kind of gives up on this third town, and that lets me actually save my third town decision for next round, because I can maybe just triple dig this hex next round, right? Alchemists have yet to advance their digs. I could just, if slow play is on the menu, then I could transform this hex and not build on it for now. Yeah, no one should mess with this. Nomads do not have a sandblast. I think if I'm able to get on all three of these hexes, then I have very little reason to care about, like, triple digging H5 next round, right? I would get to 14 structures, and 14 will at least beat Halflings, and Nomads have 3 free hexes, so yeah, it's not great. Okay, Halflings just pass. Okay, so we're guaranteed a pass tile, so that takes one huge stress off of our plate. I should go harass Halflings on these 2 hexes, just to spite them. Oh my god, they have a lot of points and they're getting 3 tiles. Yeah, we just didn't make enough points along the way this game. Because Halflings have better cult position than us. I mean, it's very hard to foresee that this is going to happen in the East, right? Like, that both black hexes here are going to be unoccupied. Now we're just wrestling with lag, but we know what we're doing. We're just building a cheap line. And then we're building F1 right afterward. looking ahead to next round, I think that my first action would probably just be to Sanctuary Fire 2, take an 8-point town. Next action would be to triple dig this hex, and then bridge for another town. I think that that's my ideal. That said, I kind of fully expect Nomads to open with Temple Fire 2 and snatch an 8-point town. Well, the other 8-point town should remain, because I don't think that they're taking both 8-pointers. It would overproduce them here. I think that they would take an 8-point town and maybe the 11-point town. We will just grab this. And we will pass next, probably. So hopefully, for Alchemist's sake, they pass and take the dwelling BP. Let's stand around. Okay. I think honestly, like, I don't really want to do this, but I think I have to pass. I need to be ready to take the double dig. I don't think Alchemists are going to give me that much power. They're going to probably give me like 1 power. Yeah, like, I've gotten like somewhat less niche than you would hope from Halflings here, and there it is. That's the play. I'm going to decline this. I think that I'm going to get reach on H3. Maybe I should have taken that leech. Now that they've transformed D5, they kind of have to build it, otherwise it's vulnerable to Halflings. Okay, we saw the coins go. We're probably going to see Temple Fire 2 next. We'll be back with our decision, which I'm pretty sure our decision is just Sanctuary Fire 2. With an 8-point town. That gives us 4 power, so I can convert like this. Temple Fire 2 from Halflings makes sense. We still can't secure the hex that we need, embarrassingly, so I think we're probably going to put a TP on C2 next. Actually, we'll probably put this TP on G3, right? Or I9. I think I9 is the best place for it. And then we can triple dig H5. And if we can't, then we just take this bridge. Nomads, R&D taking fire 2. So yeah, we said that we were going to do this. We're just going to down here once and make this into trade post. And we're just going to lock up H5 next. Our last two towns need to be like a worker town and a coin town. Man, that's a pretty disastrous performance. Very poor scoring. Nomads going to advance their ship until they make the rest of their points. We will just lock up this hex. So yeah, we're going to take a workers' town. Did the workers' town go? One of the workers' towns went. The other one is still there. No, it's gone as well. So we desperately need a priest town as well then. Yeah, we need a priest town and a coin town. Looks like. Our opponents have just vastly, vastly outscored us. Were we too focused on the scoring favors, or did we just not focus enough on passing early to get coins actions? We didn't get a single coins action this game, so that was bad. The ship town should remain for us. There's no real way that we miss out on it, so. Priest town is the highest scoring town left. Can't be wrong. I don't know, I think that the water 2 truthing has some merit at this point. Because this is going to be a pretty terrible 4th place. We couldn't even get Air 1, and we are going to end up 3rd in network. And because Halflings are just building stuff now, just because they can, for network purposes. Halflings are going to Sanctuary, or do they have any TPs left? Yeah, they have plenty of TPs left, so they're going to put one here, they're going to put one here, they're going to dig this down. They're going to dig down 1 more hex, so they're going to get 2 more hexes down. Yeah, they're also going to have 3 stuff left on the board. We even took the economic favor. Maybe Earth 2, Water 2 is what we needed. Good news is that we can now afford the bridge, so we can bridge and then take a coin town. And now we can both TP and advance ship. I guess now that I'm looking at it, maybe I could have taken the power town instead of the priest town, and then I could have made TP followed by dig this guy down, but it's too late now. I'm like a half week short of being able to TP advance ship and build A2, but I don't think that A2 is super likely to happen for us anyway, so. Well, do we consider taking this? I don't think it gets us enough, because it can't get us this gig. And if I were guaranteed A2, then I would do it, but Alchemists have workers to spare. They have a very easy time making this town, so they can easily spare one to mess with A2, so I can't really do anything about that. Sent priest to earth. That's bad. Bad for us. The priest to earth. Oh. Does the priest to fire give us anything? Alchemists probably want to temple fire 3 anyway. Halflings have 2 priests left over. So it's going to be priest to earth, I think. Yeah, I'm not getting any more cheap leech. That's my big thing here. We're not getting the cheap leech that I would need to build A2, so. How did I get on so few hexes this game? I guess it's because I just didn't dig much either. Like, where did all my stuff go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I dug 7 times, but 3 of the digs were on 1 hex. Maybe that's why. Like, this town ideally should have had either C3 or F4. But like, where did all my stuff go? Like, I didn't get passing points, and I didn't get, and I didn't have stuff though. Like, I was on a spade multiple times, so why was my economy so poor? And I couldn't hit the track. I didn't build either of my big buildings during the correct rounds. All I got was like 3 work. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 31. I mean, like, 31 is not terrible, but it's pretty dry on this track. Halflings will send 2 priests to fire. Nomads will probably buy a priest now. I think that this priest goes to air just by default, but yeah, just really not a good performance here. Nomads do have to advance their shipping one more time, but then after that, they're probably free to just, yeah, they're not going to be able to build TP, dig down a dwelling, and advance shipping. They'll probably just advance shipping and build in TP, which is of course enough. Fairly certain that they've won this. I guess I could just make a TP myself, right? No, I'll just send priest to earth, like this. Even priest to air. This priest to air keeps nomads away from me, and it does chase Alex a little bit. So I think that there's no way that I beat halflings or up that track. Or obviously I'm not catching alchemists. Yeah. Ugly one. Yeah, the bid for NGs was down to about 24. Maybe that's enough to beat Halflings here, if I don't bid them down at all, but it feels pretty dismal overall. You gotta think that, yeah, Alchemists are gonna Temple Air 1 with their last move. Alchemists have a cult step as well. Yeah, they were always beating us. Was it the round 3 Temple that really hurt? Like, was it our opponents just hitting the cults really hard? Like, they all did well with this heavy cult opening, so. Yeah, Halflings are gonna get 16 plus 16 on us. We're gonna get, well, we're trying Nomads. We're gonna get 9 points back against Halflings. Yeah, we're not beating them in the end game. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 plus 9. Yeah, they have 16. Yeah, they're gonna beat us by this entire margin. Alchemists obviously just have the end game scoring against us. They're gonna Temple Air 1. They're gonna have a lot more cult points, and then Nomads. Yeah, we got 4th place here, and it's just not that obvious. Does hindsight change anything about the round 1 favor choices? I think hindsight tells us. What does hindsight tell us? No, I don't think it does. I don't think it does. I think hindsight tells us to pass on to the 6 coins maybe instead. We double templed in round 1. It was a TP scoring round, so we took Earth 1, Earth 2. There was a water spade on the cult, and I started on the 4 coins of the cult step, so that was like kind of the point of contention. But like ultimately we ended up scoring 31 off the track, which is not like that bad of a score, right? It's just that our opponents all found ways to end with like more structures than us after 2 rounds. And then we spent round 3 building the temple for water 1. That might have been like the chunk round that we messed up in. Maybe we were supposed to just try to pass early, take a coins action, and then hope that we still get Sanctuary Water 1. Or Air 1 is enough at that point. Or we were supposed to be a little more greedy and see if we could dig through here to make this town at some point dig this. Like, we're 4th? Yeah, we're 4th. I don't really see like any path to having more points than any of these opponents here, so. Yeah, because Alchemists are plus 9 on us just from network, and they're plus cults, so yeah. Yeah, no, I don't beat Alchemists. I was streaming the game.
Just now?
Yeah, I said I was.
But you're not right this second.
No, at this second.
But I heard you doing stuff for like doing all this.
Well, I'm trying to be responsible too.
Did you just walk away from stream?
Yeah.
Like you took forever to do this, I heard you.
Yeah, I also took my turns. I can multitask.
They can hear you right now.
They can hear you right now.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Who is this Nomads player? Did they trump? The Nomads player was rated like 500. Yeah, they took Earth 1 in round 1. But they started on the spade. They started with 40 victory points, and they started by digging this center hex. Alchemists were also extremely kind to them by opening double temple. Um, so they just got like all the leech. Um, Alchemists also failed to rush. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. So another reason why this is like slightly wholesome conversation. Thank you. Um, like I guess we could have just always gone for this, right? Maybe I was supposed to like just be a little more aggressive, dig away C3 from Alchemist or something. Like it's, I don't know. It's my opponents basically never blocked each other a single time, so maybe I was also supposed to just play a lot greedier or something. But like I just simply getting on my own hexes was hard enough. Um, Maybe I needed to play harder to get onto temp ship like a few times as like a temporary boost or something. What were the values here? The values were engineers 20, 22, halflings 40. Like I didn't score higher than halflings, and like the reason I didn't score higher than halflings is honestly I was afraid that if I played halflings, that alchemists would be on E10, nomads would be on G4, or alchemists might even be on G5. You know, like I was basically thinking that you wouldn't get this, but instead, Halflings had a vacant double east. Um, Halflings made a move which I did not think to do, which was to ship up here for a town. They could easily have made that same town through these hexes, which would have given me more leech. Um, so that I guess is something that like they did that I didn't expect, but this was yeah, it was just really nasty. The sandwich played nice. When I pay for the faction opposite, it really hurts. Yeah, it's true, but like that's still not enough to explain this entire point differential, right? Like, um, nomads nomads beat us by 43 here, and we only took 18 from them in the auction, so they outscored us by 25. Like, I just maybe the fact that we never got the fact that we never got a single coins action is definitely bad. But I think a lot of it is just our opponents were too good. Like I don't understand how he had just no resources all game, despite like it's. I guess part of it is like despite the way it looks, I didn't get as much reach as you would think from halflings. Like you would normally expect the big building for halflings to be down here. They didn't build either of these trading posts until the final round. They just like advanced their shipping and advanced their digging and came up here. They didn't build anywhere else adjacent to me. And they were already on all these hexes by the end of like round 2 or round 3. So like my rounds 3 and 4 and 5, I got virtually 0 each, and like other than this sanctuary, that's the only reach that I got from rounds 3 or 4 or 4 or 5. I only got this leech after I'd already passed. Um, Brown gray all east is much better for brown compared to black all east. Yeah. I definitely. Double east black is pretty bad. I don't have enough points to catch up. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, right? Like, even with the points, it wouldn't have been enough. Alchemist outscored me by 11, even without the auction. I didn't even I only outscored halflings by 1 with the auction. So like, I can't really just blame my opponents for playing nice with each other. I just like badly misvalued something here. Um, Maybe you guys can like dissect this later or something. Uh, but like I was thinking like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to pass for the bonus tiles. I'm just going to focus on my economy. I'll pass for the spade. I'll do this and that, and then somehow I end up with only 14 structures. You know, like if I get to 15 structures, at least like that's now one thing that I didn't do, right? I didn't take a 2 for 1. So let's say that I take the 2 for 1 here and I build A2. So that's 1 fewer point on the cult. 1 fewer point from here. I get the Earth 1 points. I get +6 in network. +6 in network with 15 structures doesn't change anything, right? If I build A2. Like, I guess it also swings 3 points away from Nomads and Alchemists. Like, that's a 9-point swing versus Alex. That's still not enough. Like, um, you saw round 1 double east. Econ Sanctuary beating Ondas and Fire Axe. I mean that's pretty good, I guess. Black feeds gray more. Yeah, that's probably that's a fair point. But like I guess because it's round six towns, right? Like engineers are just a lot worse with round six towns than you would expect. Um, I mean it's exactly what you would expect, but like engineers are bad at round six towns, right? They're really good at towning early, because their trading posts are so cheap, and because early on they want to dig. So like, there's probably a world where I just make the early TP here, and maybe I take the two key town instead, or I take a ship town, or I take a coin town or something, and like I just try to accelerate this. But like again, more economy gets me one more structure. Doesn't help me to score that much better on these tracks. Maybe I get like I lose, say I lose like 5 points off the top, right, and I gain like I just I just don't really see how I was supposed to win this. But rounds 4, 5, and 6 were bad for enemies. Yeah, but I scored 15 off of them, right? Like I guess like I gave Nomads several gifts because I was in such a bad spot in terms of my coin situation. So like I don't know how I was like I got two spades in round one, right? And then I passed on to a spade in round three. So then after that, I didn't use a double spade again until round. I didn't pay for another spades power action until the end of the game. But then I guess paying for all those ship advances is what killed me. It really didn't feel so bad to temple for water one there. Yeah, maybe some sort of stronghold round. Yeah, the round two ship, but I feel like round two ship is good, right? Round two ship, like I got on all these hexes. Like if that had been a priest to air, mm, that's true. That's definitely true. Like this C2 did me nothing, right, in the end, because I didn't build C5, so this was just 2 points. This didn't give me any economic benefit. So maybe the priest to air, or I actually bumped fire, and I think I had a chance to get first priest to fire. That would have given me 4 extra power. It would have gotten me a nice position on the fire. I mean, in the end, I probably still am getting points on fire, but that's much better than like these 2 priests to water or like this sad priest to air. Yeah, I mean, the air priest, I didn't have the step on air, so it wasn't quite as good, right? Um, but basically, somewhere there, like, I needed to pass earlier and get a coins action or something. It's just, I don't know. In any case, I'll probably post this game for, like, analysis, see if anyone else sees, like, specific spots in which I could have played better. Like, yes, my opponents played nice with each other. However, I think that that's not enough to explain like how bad this was for me. I probably like in terms of the bigger picture, clearly I misvalued how good the other factions could be, but I think that another big misjudgment for me was just not finding a better way to fight the cults. Or like the other part was probably just like this was much too good of a cult reward game for me to be engineers with a 18-point deficit with good opponents. So like good opponents being like opponents that are being good to each other. So we'll see. Hopefully we can take some lessons away from this. Otherwise, it's just a dismal loss. So we'll see y'all later. Thanks, guys.